Hello, I am Morgan Dunton, English Language Arts Specialist for the Maine Department of Education. Welcome to Maine's updated English Language Arts Standards, best practices to implement the standards. Maine's English Language Arts Standards were updated in July 2020 following a 2-year process. The updated standards are simplified, giving teachers more room to make instructional choices. The language strand has been moved to the first position in the ELA document because language skills form the foundation of literacy and English language development. It is especially important for students who are learning English, who are struggling readers, to be supported with learning how to develop and apply those skills at all grades. The more complex the source, the more support is needed. Language use within a particular field of study varies, so direct instruction is key. For example, in the study of literature, use of the passive voice is usually discouraged, while in the field of science, the passive voice is necessary. This is why grammar and mechanics are so important. In most writing, language is used to affect audience for a specific purpose. These essential understandings of language use are the critical foundation to literacy development. Language is ever evolving, with new words developing frequently. Vocabulary that is essential to learning about a topic should be provided with the opportunity to use those keywords frequently and meaningfully. Many words have multiple meanings, so students need to learn methods of determining meaning based on a variety of contextual clues. Close reading for grammar, usage, mechanics, and vocabulary helps students grow as readers. One guiding principle is that students will be self-directed and lifelong learners. When students learn vocabulary strategies that they can transfer to new situations, they are developing the skills of lifelong learning. When they learn how to unpack complex sentence structures, they are building their strength to explore complex ideas and reasoning. The second ELA strand is speaking and listening. Now, simply telling someone something does not meet the straight-face test of meeting those standards. Citing evidence to support conclusions and engaging in discourse with clear parameters is necessary to align to these standards. Accountability includes clear expectations of the product of discourse. What will students produce as an outcome of discussion? What is the evidence or artifact of their learning? Another guiding principle is that students will be clear and effective communicators. We discuss ideas and topics to clarify meaning, to add to our understanding, and to increase the evidence we use to support our ideas. Listening to others helps to challenge our own thinking. Productive talk is a critical element when preparing to write or generate a project using evidence effectively. This is how we become clear and effective communicators. While each of the learning outcomes listed here for the reading strand is from the ELA reading standards, these are also necessary components of the writing standards as well. It is important for students to not only see, but to analyze and evaluate mentor texts, the texts that model the desired outcome of the unit, and for the elements that will be expected at the culmination of the unit project or assessment. The same principles apply to written, digital, audio, and visual text, whatever form the culminating task may take. Close reading, close study, very important. Becoming an integrative and informed thinker, another guiding principle, is what the ELA standards are all about. Read, talk, listen, and write to synthesize information and form new ideas. The writing standards come last in the ELA document, and there are only 3. Writing is not a checklist, but a process that begins with questions. Before planning to write, students engage in an exploration to gather information, synthesize, and develop an understanding of the topic being studied. Productive talk should result in clear identification of effective and credible evidence to support writing. During the drafting process, feedback can take many forms, but should all be addressing the specific elements of the writing task. Different audiences expect different forms of writing, often with specific methods of presenting ideas. Rather than a single form such as a 5-paragraph essay, writing should reflect understanding of the context, what the audience expects or requires, and what most effectively addresses the purpose of the writing. Another guiding principle is that students be creative and practical problem solvers. Students must be flexible, able to pursue a different line of inquiry as they learn new information and continually update their approach to the task. And finally, developing the ability to communicate effectively may inspire students or help them develop the confidence to raise their voices in their own communities. As you work on the units in the MOOSE module, please note that the ELA standards page presents the ELA standards in a variety of formats, and the professional learning page for ELA provides more information for practices and strategies. Contact me at any time with your questions about Maine's ELA standards.